Hey guys, what's up? It's Molly and Emma from Sussy Stuff, and we're going to go ahead and preview the Texas Arizona State game. So let's get into it. I am feeling very confident with this game as a Texas fan. I think, obviously we had some slip ups last week with Clemson. That game was a little closer than I assumed it was going to be. So I'm eager to see if the defense is going to come, and prove that they are number two in the country in this game.
This is a Texas team that has spent this season really redefining itself as a powerhouse. They have star power, a burning desire to prove they belong in the SEC and amongst the college football elite. Now, Arizona State, they're an underdog. They refuse to back down. They are fueled by grit and determination. They can rattle teams. Both of these teams have now faced adversity to reach this moment. So, will Texas's firepower overwhelm, or will Arizona State resilience give them another chance, another day in this college football playoff? So, we are going to see. Arizona State did punch their ticket to the college football playoffs. They did earn their bye week. They are sitting at 11-2 with their record. The Texas Longhorns did have an opportunity at a bye week, but fell short to Georgia in the SEC championship. But they did beat Clemson to make it now to the quarterfinals. So, how are you feeling about your Texas Longhorns in this game?
So I'm feeling pretty good. I can admit that Texas has the easiest slash best road to get to the national championship. This game doesn't make me nervous. What makes me nervous is a game, coming afterwards, either playing Ohio State or Oregon. Both of those teams seem very intimidating to me. I'm sure they seem intimidating to most of the country right now.
Yeah, we're glad one of them's going out this upcoming week.
Exactly, exactly. I think every team doesn't want to have to play Oregon or Ohio State. So, yes, I'm really looking forward to this game. I think, as you said, I think Arizona has the capability of really rattling Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers doesn't do well when he's rattled. So I am a little nervous just on our offensive side, just to see. I think the defense just had a fluke last week, and I think they just thought Clemson was going to be a really easy game. We all did, honestly. But I think, coming into this game, I think they're going to be a little bit more on point. I'm not worried about the defense. The offense, however, this is where we see, our slip ups. This is where we see the inconsistency. So I am nervous to see how Quinn Ewers is going to do if he does get shaky. He doesn't handle one bad play well. One bad play goes into a couple bad plays. Um, and then normally they have to throw Manning in to run the ball once, and then he's back in and he's fine. So we'll just have to see how this weekend goes. I am feeling pretty confident, though. I do think Texas is going to bring it in.
Yeah, Arizona State, they've had a great season in the Big 12. They did win the Big 12 championship against Iowa State. They did lose to Cincinnati and Texas Tech, which were both competitive games, but they did earn their spot as the number 4 seed in the college football playoffs. They do have a strong passing attack. They're 11th in EPA, drop back passing. They also have a very efficient rushing game, but their defense is a little weak, especially in the secondary. They are 97th in passing success rate allowed, and they also have a weak pass rush. So this is good for Texas, who relies a lot on Quinn Ewers to make the plays at the end of the day. So he's going to kind of exploit this secondary, in my opinion. Also, they do have a key player absent, wide receiver Jordan Tyson, who leads the team in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. So he is likely out of this matchup, which will really hurt the Sun Devils. Texas has a potential return of offensive tackle Cam Williams, which will really strengthen their O-line.
Cam is one of their most talented players that they have on their team right now. He is just beyond. I mean, I was watching that Clemson game last week, and it was just like every single play you kept hearing his name over and over, and you're like, yeah, because he's the best. So if he does have to sit this one out, would I be stressed that Texas would lose because they're missing Cam? No. Um, However, it would be great if I want him to be healthy. If he's healthy and he can play, I would love for him to play. I just really, really, really want him back for either playing Oregon or Ohio State. So we'll just have to see what those games come down to, because, like I said, both of those teams are a little bit intimidating for me.
They definitely are. But we have to get past Arizona State first, Molly.
I'm
um,
just predicting the future already.
I
It's
get it. I get it. And you know what? I'm right there with you. But another matchup I am looking at in this game is Arizona State's offense versus Texas's defense. Texas's defense has been extremely strong, and Arizona State really relies on running back Cam Scatabo due to wide receiver Tyson's absence. So they're really going to use him a lot more. And Texas's defensive front is top ranked against the run and against strong pass plays. Redshirt QB Sam Levitt faces a tough challenge against this elite Texas defense. So overall, I do think there's a talent deficit on the Arizona State side versus Texas. Texas, I've said all year, is the one team that I actually think has depth. If someone goes down, they do have a great player in the wings waiting to come out and lead the way. You also have the X factor in Steve Sarkisian. He has experience in these high stakes games. This team, led under Quinn Ewers, has experience in these high stakes games. They were in the semifinals last year of the college football playoffs, whereas Arizona State's coach, Kenny Dillingham, he has orchestrated a remarkable turnaround for this team, but now he has the challenge of adapting to higher level of competition in the college football playoffs. So in this game, I am favoring Texas here. I'm picking them to win. I just think with Arizona State missing their top receiver and not having as strong of talent on paper is really going to be the key in this game to where I feel like Texas can really pull it out.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I heard the other day, I don't know if it was on ESPN or where I was watching football, and they were talking about this game, and they were talking about the deficit of talent here. And somebody used the word sweep. I don't know if it's going to be quite a sweep. We'll just have to see, like I said earlier, like if Quinn Ewers, gets rattled or if he can stay pretty calm in those moments. Everybody knows JJ McCarthy from last season. Obviously nobody cared for him or Michigan. However, he was an amazing quarterback. I think coming out before the games and meditating and being able to ground himself into the field, I thought was such an it was odd. I think nobody else does that. But I also saw that he didn't really get rattled. And I'm not saying, Quinn Ewers needs to start practicing, grounding and meditation on the field before a game, but I do think I'm hoping that there's something that he is doing maybe before the games to kind of get in that mindset to be able to be a steady and relaxed quarterback and not to panic in moments like this.
That is my biggest fault with him is he can get rattled, and when he gets rattled he makes a lot of mistakes. I think also the O-line hasn't protected him the way that I think he kind of needs to be protected. He is kind of accident prone, but I think if he can really ground himself in this game, in this environment, because he has played in this venue before this season, then I think this could be a very good game for Texas. I am predicting them to win by at least 2 touchdowns. Maybe a similar score to the Clemson game, or maybe a little bit more of a deficit on the ASU side. But I'm excited for this game nonetheless, and to see how far Texas is able to make it. I do think they will go on to play either Ohio State or Oregon, which will be a very tough battle. So, like you said, if you need to rest a couple players to get them ready for that, sure. But I think in these playoff environment games, you kind of need to put your best foot forward every week because everyone got to the playoffs for one reason or another. They've all faced challenges along the way. So it'll be very interesting to see how this game shakes out. Thank you guys so much for watching our preview of the ASU versus Texas matchup. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.